And there, a good shot of the nest. Actually, we're up in the nest over here. You get a good look at the field, just about ready for kickoff. La Quinta has won the toss and have elected to receive. Ken Thompson, along with Eddie Trent, John McClendon will be joining us throughout the evening down on the sideline. Getting set to kick it away for Brawley. Looks like number 58, Richard Chavez. Dropping back deep will be Christian Ortega. He's flanked by Jeff Webb and Jacob Willis. And we're about ready to go in this quarterfinal CIF Division 8 game. And the kick is a pretty good one, and Ortega will take it at around his own 10. Busted right up the gut. Christian still on his feet, still moving, and pretty good starting position. No flags on the play, and that's the important thing on kickoffs, as the Blackhawks will put it in play on their own 35-yard line.
Good job by Ortega, too. Following his blockers, tucking in behind the wedge, getting him out to the 35-yard line. Going to be a nice start for La Quinta as they get set to go on offense.
And Danny Armstrong back. Well, his dad said his ankle's about 85%, but his dad sandbags every now and then. It's probably about 95% as we see the offensive lineup. Got Santa Benez, Gangler, Plum, Brown, and McLeod up front. They're the big boys. Of course, the skill position players are Armstrong and Ortega, with Havens at the tight end, Kitchens, Willis, and Torres the wideouts. Armstrong under center with Kitchens, and now Ortega goes in motion to the right. And you're going to give it up the middle off tackle to Ryan Kitchens, number 32, and a short gain of about 2.5, 3 yards on the opening play from scrimmage for the Blackhawks.
Nice job by La Quinta as they open things up a little bit, moving the ball to the outside. Going to see a lot of that tonight. A lot of Christian Ortega on the ground as you see the Brawley defense. A nice defensive front four of Washington, Esquivel, Castillo, and LeBaron. Your three linebackers, Santana, Sheehan, and Vendever, with Witt, Aguirre, Morena, and Pace as your defensive back four.
And Jeff Webb swings out wide right with David Torres right next to him. Again, under center will be Armstrong with Kitchens and Ortega in the backfield. Again, Ortega this time comes in motion to the left side. Danny going to drop back. Pretty good pressure by Sheehan. Open over the middle is Havens, and he just can't get it. Over the outstretched arms of Mike Havens, the big tight end, number 99. Just a junior, 6'6", 220. And Danny just missed him. Good pressure on the outside by number 42, Robbie Sheehan.
And also a good job downfield, too, because Armstrong is throwing into double coverage as both Robbie Witt and Rick Pace had dropped back to cover the receiver on the near side. So Armstrong was facing three receivers downfield with 6 defensive backs and linebackers back into coverage. That would be a tough throw to complete.
Danny Armstrong, 1,573 yards of passing, 11 touchdowns, just 6 picks, and now he's in a tough 3rd down and 7. Opening drive just underway. Pull up a seat. We've got a good one going. Here's Armstrong. Wing it out there, and a good catch by Willis right around the 1st down marker. I think he's got it. It'll depend on the spot.
Yeah, it looks to be good from here, Ken. The defensive backs have gone a little bit farther downfield, watching the speed of Jeff Webb. They had gone back, and Armstrong saw the man open. Willis underneath. Nice job to put the ball right in Jacob's hands, and that is going to be enough for a 1st down.
And a good job by La Quinta on their opening series. Put it in play, 1st and 10, now their own 47-yard line. Just underway, 10:55 to go here in quarter number 1. Ortega, the lone setback. He'll probably get it and does so just off tackle. He might have lost a yard, and Brawley smelled that one out. They knew Ortega hadn't touched it 3 times, and they know that Christian's the main go-to guy on offense, so they were keying on him that play.
Right. If you're going to be the Brawley Wildcats tonight, that's something you have to keep your eye on. How many times do they go away from Ortega? Because you know that number is going to get called for Christian Ortega more often than it isn't.
Nielsen, Torres come out. Webb, Willis, they're going to flank wide right. Havens, the tight end, is going to line up 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. In the shotgun formation for the first time, Armstrong dropping back. Danny looking, going to throw deep. He's got Webb out there. The long pass is just out of the outstretched arms, and Jeff Webb wanted some interference. Good job by Patrick Aguirre. Saw some contact, but again, Aguirre had his head looking back at the football, and that's what the referees are looking for.
That's right. Aguirre was looking backwards. He reached over and deflected away from Jeff Webb. And like you said, Ken, incidental contact. The referees in that situation, they're going to be very hesitant to pull the flag out for something incidental and minor.
Danny Armstrong getting a quick little timeout without taking a timeout, waiting till the whistle was blown to put the ball in play. Knows he has some time, runs back, calls the play quickly, and here come the Blackhawks. 10-12 to go here, quarter number 1, a big 3rd down and 12. And again, Danny will sit back in the shotgun, flanked by Ortega. Christian now just a couple steps in front of him. Danny going to be blitzed, set up the screen for Webb, and the ball was thrown away from Webb, and a good job out there by number 23, Kiddo Marino, a 5'10", 155-pound sophomore, and he had a nice game against Indio the last time out. So the Blackhawks get the 1 first down, the initial one, with 10:07 to go. They will be forced to punt it away.
Good job right there as well by the Brawley defense. They sent four. The entire defensive front line pretty much came through untouched, and that really forced Armstrong to hurry that screen throw.
Number 8, Gerald's the ball as it drops back to punt for La Quinta. Dropping deep is Patrick Aguirre. Short man is number 82, flanker Rick Pace, 5'10", 155-pound senior. A fair catch called by Aguirre, and he's able to take it off the shoulder pad right around the 21, 22-yard line. So the Wildcats will put it in play there, and here comes their offense trotting onto the field. Brawley wearing their road uniforms with the bright yellow and royal blue. And, of course, La Quinta in their home uniforms wearing the burgundy and white with some blue trim. Referees tonight, referee is Steve Smith, the umpire Neil Campbell. Bob Sellis is the line judge, Stan Smith the back judge, and Rod Hoops is the side judge as Brawley comes to the line of scrimmage for their initial offensive play. 10 minutes even to go here, quarter number 1, no score. And Brawley going to run it with Robbie Witt, going to hand it off to Robbie Sheehan, the big go-to guy, get about 5 of the 10 they need for the first down. Good gainer on first down.
And that's something, if you're La Quinta, you have to expect that, a big dose of Sheehan.
As we see the Brawley offense, Rubio, Vasquez, Tapia, Ledesma, Mendoza up front. Oren, Vandiver, Aguirre, Pace, and Washington. 5 receivers, 2 of them tight ends, Oren and Vandiver. And then Witt, the quarterback, number 2, with a backfield of Brian Merritt, number 25, and Robbie Sheehan, number 42. Under center, Robbie Witt. He's a senior, 5'9", 168. La Quinta going to try and force him to pass, but they do a nice job right there as they cheat the line of scrimmage. No gain at all by Robbie Sheehan on that play, and it's going to bring up a third down and about 5.
Yeah, excellent job by the Blackhawk defense. Coming up big, too, Mark Velasco filling in as a defensive tackle. Just stuffed that hole and stopped Sheehan right there as you see the La Quinta defense. Defensive front 4, Franco, Craig, McLeod, and Gangler. Zacharias and Kitchens, a 2-lineback setup. Linfield, Rico, Nunez, Armstrong, and Torres, a 5 DB setup for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, and some pretty good speed in the secondary. And what Dan said during the coach's corner was that it was important to get Danny back in the secondary because he's not only the quarterback on the offensive side of the ball, but also on the defensive side of the ball. As we got a shot of head coach Dan Armstrong. 3rd and 5, 8:45 to go first quarter. Witt going to run it, going to keep it himself, and he's not going to get there. Well, maybe he will on second effort, and it looks like he did get there. Depends where the knee went down. But a good job by Robbie Witt. Looked like he was going to be stopped short. And now we'll have to see, and they're going to call for the yard markers right now. No, in fact, they're signaling them as first down. I believe that's what they did. Looked like he was signaling for them to come on the field. He was just signaling them to go ahead. It was a first down. So a nice job by Robbie Witt, the southpaw quarterback, as he faked the ball and was able to get the first down. So both teams with 1 first down, 8:20 to go here in the first quarter. Brawley in possession of the football. Wildcats, winners of the Imperial Valley League, number 4 seed in Division 8. Handoff right up the middle to number 25, Brian Merritt, getting his first touch. 5'8", 175-pound junior, went over 700 yards this year, so a good tandem, 1-2, with Sheehan going over 1,000.
Yeah, and Merritt makes for a good change of pace for the Wildcats. You get a steady dose of Merritt. It's good. A dose of Sheehan. It's good to give it off to Merritt to keep the defense honest because you don't want to be double-teaming Robbie Sheehan the entire game. It's going to free up Merritt and the passing game to some extent as well.
There you go. Ray Vandiver comes in. Patrick Aguirre checks out. Donnell Washington, the split end, far left. He's working on Ivan Monroy. Witt under center. Again, it's Sheehan and Merritt. And you're going to have movement. It's going to be on number 44, Vandiver, who lined up as the tight end, but he moved a little bit early. That'll cost the Brawley Wildcats 5 yards. As we see the Zebras there gathering, and they hate to be called Zebras. There's the call by our referee, Steve Smith. And that's a good break for La Quinta, as it will be now 2nd and 12. And that's what you want to do with a team.
Good ball, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty.
Sorry about that, Steve, but a team that likes to run the ball so effectively off tackle like the Wildcats, you want to force them into 2nd and 3rd long circumstances.
Yeah, make Robbie Kidd put the ball up on 3rd down when your defense is expecting it.
Handoff up the middle, and again, a nice job by La Quinta. They weren't fooled at all, and Robbie Sheehan, that's the one thing. If you can get him before he gets those big legs churning and picks up 2-3 yards, then you're able to snuff him out. Good job by the front 5 of La Quinta, and that's the thing with the 50 is you want a melee of bodies for a big back like Sheehan to have to dodge, and a good job so far by the La Quinta front.
Yeah, when it comes to Robbie Sheehan, He is a horizontal runner. He'll run back and forth across the screen, not sideline to sideline. And if they can plug up the middle, La Quinta has a good chance of slowing Sheehan down.
Third down, call it a long 10. Sheehan going to roll out. He's in trouble now. He's going to tuck it under, and he's in trouble. He is not going to get near the first down yardage. Good job by La Quinta. They came with a blitz, and they came in a hurry, and they pressured quarterback Robbie Witt, and he may have lost a yard. It's going to bring up, no, they actually give him a gain of 1. Going to bring up third down and call it 9. And a good job by La Quinta. So both teams, as we see some of the band members for the Blackhawks, both offenses able to get 1 first down and then have to boot it away is number 56, Anthony Rubio, a 6 foot, 230-pound senior, as you see him there on your screen. Dropping back to punt, dropping deep, Ortega. Some pressure, Monroy and Nunez came, and the ball is going to bounce, and Christian Ortega is going to have to watch it and let it roll, and it'll roll dead right around the 30-yard line. So not bad starting position once again. Both times, La Quinta's had the ball right around their 30, 35-yard line, and Danny Armstrong and company with 6:05 to go in the first quarter will put it back in play.
It'll be nice to see what La Quinta does on this second series if they mix it up any than what they did on the first series, with a lot of running with Ortega and the occasional pass that Armstrong will put up. As you see on the Pepsi scoreboard, no score here in the first quarter. CIF Division 8 quarterfinal action tonight. Beautiful night here in La Quinta, Ken. You got to love this.
La Quinta's got to love it after going to Phelan, 27-degree weather last week. Beat Serrano 24-13. We told you Brawley in the opener beat Hemet 55-22. There goes Ortega. He fumbles, and it's picked up, and it's going to be Brawley ball as Johnny on the spot is number 82, Rick Pace. And it's a shame because it looked like Ortega had a big gainer in front of him, and the ball just popped out and dribbled right into the hands of Pace. So Brawley gets the first turnover of the game, and they get it deep in La Quinta territory after a gain of 10 yards. But nonetheless, as we see the replay.
Yeah, Ortega comes up, just has it slip right out of his hands, right into the hands of Pace. Very rare you see Christian Ortega cough the ball up, and even more surprising is that he was not even hit. It just slipped out of his arms and went forward.
Yeah, I think Christian's eyes got big because he knew Pace was the only man he'd have to dodge and could have beat him for a touchdown. 6 minutes even to go. Robbie Witt and company back on the field. It's going to be Merritt. No, it's going to be Sheehan. And Sheehan, a good job on first down. Give him about 5. The big fella keeps the legs moving. The ball is loose. We're waiting to see. Now, La Quinta has the ball. No, they're going to say the ball was down. The knee was down, and that's a tough break as Marco Zacharias came away from the pile with the football. But the play was blown dead.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the ball just happens to get pried loose or pops loose after the play has been blown dead. No way the officials were going to give that ball to La Quinta. That was definitely down on the ground.
Justin Tapia, the 5'8", 200-pound senior, is the man hiking the ball back to Robbie Witt as they bring 8 men to the line of scrimmage. Fake by Witt, and he's going to keep it and get about 4. Be real close to the first down. I think it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 1, 1.5.
We've seen a couple times already where Brawley has run that option, Witt with Merritt on the outside, but Robbie Witt very reluctant to pitch it back to Brian Merritt here in the early going. We can see that change, though, as this game goes on if the Witt sees something he likes in the La Quinta defensive scheme.
2-down territory now as it's a 3rd and call it a long 2 for Brawley, but they're close enough that they probably go for it on a 4th down and short. Too far for a field goal as their kicker, DJ Costello, has decent range but not great range. Handoff to Merritt. He'll have the first down and plenty more. And the Wildcats making things look fairly easy on this drive as they get it down to the 25-yard line of La Quinta.
You saw the La Quinta sidelines right there with Coach Dan Armstrong trying to figure out what they're going to do to slow down. It's been a steady dose of Brian Merritt instead of Robbie Sheehan.
Sheehan, the big back, he'll pound you, and then you'll have Merritt a little bit smaller, and Brian will take it. Brian 5'8", 175, and he'll take it off tackle and slice and dice. Again, Witt under center, hand it to Sheehan, the big fella, and a good gain again on first down. So that's what it is. It's Sheehan getting half or more than half of the 10 yards needed for the first down on first down, and then setting up the short plays and giving Witt, as we see Robbie's picture zap up there, but giving Sheehan, or giving Witt, I should say, a shot at getting the ball around to the other players like Merritt. And keep an eye out for Washington. He's a dangerous guy. And head coach John Bishop, he'll suck you into the run time after time after time. And that's when the pass receivers end up wide open because you start committing yourself to the run. Call it 2nd down and 5. Keeper up the middle is Yeah, that's going to be Merritt once again as Sheehan went around for the fake, but it was handed off to Merritt, and it's very close to the first down again for Brawley as they continue to pound away on the La Quinta front five.
As like you said, Ken, right now, Brawley is giving La Quinta a very lulling dose. Run after run after run. It can put the defensive backs to sleep a little bit. This would be about the time I expect Robbie Witt to maybe go up top and put a pass in play.
Well, head coach John Bishop will say if it's not broke, don't fix it. Nice pitch to Sheehan from Witt, and Robbie loses his footing and a good break for La Quinta. Loss of 1, bring up 2nd and 11. And this is where the Blackhawks now will try and clamp down and try and make it a 3rd and long situation and force possible, hopefully hold Brawley to a field goal attempt. 3:07 to go here in quarter number 1. A brisk moving first quarter as we see some of the fans. Packed house over here in Brawley. Pretty good contingency on the other side of the field as well. Witt again with the split backfield of Sheehan, number 42, and Merritt, number 25. In motion will be Aguirre. Robbie Witt going to drop back. There's the man open. And dropping the football is number 7, Ryan Oren, the 6-foot junior. And you can't throw it any better. I mean, the ball was just lofted there. Coming over was Ryan Kitchens a little bit late, but Oren should have had that one, and that would have been a big gainer right around the 2-3 yard line. Would have been 1st and goal.
And Brawley testing Danny Armstrong at free safety for La Quinta here. Armstrong still maybe not 100% on that sprained left ankle he's been working against, but this time Armstrong could not get the leap up in the air, and Oren came very close to putting Brawley on the scoreboard here late in the first quarter.
Going to be 3rd down and a long 10 now. 2:43 to go here in quarter number 1. A passing situation. See if Brawley tries to cross him up with the run. Nope, it's going to be Witt. Here comes some pressure. It's dumped off to Aguirre, and a great play by Danny Armstrong. He smelled it out. No gain on the play. So one number 9 hits another number 9, and Armstrong comes away with the better of it. Aguirre knocked out of bounds. Possibly a loss of 1, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 10, 2:25 to go and counting, and that could be field goal time with DJ Costello.
Let's give the credit on that play to the right side of the La Quinta defensive line, with Anthony Franco and Tony Craig both getting loose, almost a jailbreak, as they put the pressure on Witt, made him lob that ball up to Aguirre, and really Aguirre had no place to go to.
We'll see if it's a field goal or another going to go for it. So Costello may not be an effective kicker. Here we go, 4th and 10. First huge play of the game. 1:58 to go here in quarter number 1. And La Quinta watches number 82 Pace in motion, and we've got a flag. Now remember, if either side lines up in the neutral zone, we've got to delay a game. That's huge. 1:52 to go. The play clock ran out.
I didn't think Brawley took that much time to get back to the line of scrimmage and get set with the officials down on the field. Yeah, Neil Campbell, the umpire, he's running that stopwatch. He's keeping track of how long it takes, and evidently Brawley has took a couple of seconds too long to get things rolling.
3rd and 15. I'd be surprised if they don't pressure Witt. Watch out for the handoff to Sheehan, though. They try to crush you up sometimes. Nope, it's going to be Witt. He's going to go for the opener, and he's got Washington, and what a hit over the middle by Danny Armstrong, because Washington had that football right around the 1st down marker at the 5-yard line, but Danny Armstrong with his 2nd significant hit in this drive, and the Blackhawks hold, and listen to the crowd.
A very big play by La Quinta defensively, but you cannot lessen the fact the 5-yard delay of game call against Brawley, that was critical. As you see on the replay here, that's a quick timing pattern. Washington had it right in the stomach, but could not hang on, and that would have been a Wildcat 1st down.
And that looks like the problem so far on the 2 nice passes by Witt is the indecision by the receiver to either take it in to the stomach or to catch it with the hands, and by the time they thought of what they were going to do, they were belted in the secondary. Armstrong under center. Fake to Ortega, in fact, give to Christian, and Christian going to get about 3 yards as Danny stumbled and tripped. Don't know if he tripped over the center's foot on his way back to hand that football off. The center, of course, Mike McLeod, one of my favorite people. Met his mom before the game, and Mike has been being looked at by a bunch of D1 schools, including New Mexico State, Colorado State, amongst others. He'd be a perfect Ram, Colorado. So right there, Fort Collins, he'd fit perfect in the nice cold weather. There's Eric Perry, defensive coordinator, talking to some of his guys.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing McLeod go to New Mexico. Lobos need some help.
No, New Mexico State. Sorry about that, Mr. New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
We know where your heart's at. Here's Armstrong. Plenty of time looking down and overshooting Hector Nunez. We got a flag, though, and it's thrown in the vicinity of defensive holding. So we'll wait to see. Robbie Witt was the defender. Now, the ball was thrown high, And that only affects pass interference. If the player was held, it doesn't matter, and we'll wait and see the call.
Yeah, that might have been ruled an uncatchable pass. We'll have to see here.
And it is defensive interference. Of course, if you do get held onto, then of course the ball may have been catchable if you weren't held onto. So it's a judgment call by the officials, but a big break for La Quinta. And they've gotten a few big ones already as the first quarter is just about evaporated. 1:02 to go.
Defensive pass interference. Automatic first down.
There is the call by Steve Smith, and a good job so far by the referees as we see the replay.
Yeah, Armstrong dropping straight back. Throws it, as you said, Ken, a little bit high. And that probably would have been a catchable pass if the receiver had not been dragged down.
Turf looks to be a little slick tonight as Armstrong fakes it to Ortega. Again, Danny going to throw it up. This one's for grabs for Havens. Mike's got it. Nice concentration by the big fella. He took it in. He bobbled it for a minute. Took a hit by Aguirre. But there's the first big play from scrimmage by the La Quinta Blackhawks. What a timing pass by Danny Armstrong. I mean, there's no question. When he threw that football, Eddie, I didn't think it had a prayer to get anybody.
But it had a great line right there as pretty much a timing pattern. Havens getting open, getting past Moreno on the near side. He called for the ball, he got it, and then takes the hit going out of bounds. Nice catch by Havens. Really like this kid. Mike has good size, 6'6", 220 as a tight end.
Bring the ball down to the 35-yard line of Brawley. Under center once again, Danny Armstrong with Kitchens leading Ortega. Fake to Kitchens, give it to Ortega, and Christian still having a tough go of it, but picks up about 4, a decent chunk on first down, and the La Quinta Blackhawks, the deepest penetration that they've had as we go down to 20 seconds. That may be the final play here in the first quarter, and it doesn't look like the Blackhawks will rush to get another playoff, and that's going to do it, I'm pretty sure, and that will end the first quarter. No question, unless there's a timeout called. Down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that'll do it. So Danny looked up and he said, you know, no sense rushing. I still have to call my signals. That'll do it. After one quarter here in the CIF Southern Section Division 8 playoffs, we're in the quarterfinals. We've got no score between Brawley and La Quinta, but the Blackhawks are on a move. We'll be back on the Game of the Week. Another new sponsor who helped us make this La Quinta Brawley game a reality is Stephen R. Steele, Doctor of Sports Medicine. He's also the Sports Medical Director of the Advantage Medical Group. Dr. Steele has a list of credentials matched by few. He's currently still the chairman of the Department of Family Practice for John F. Kennedy Hospital, and we'll finish this up right after this play. 11:28 to go here in the first half. Clock is moving, and so are the Blackhawks, but it's a 3rd and 5 and a big play from scrimmage. Armstrong with Ortega, the only setback. Give it off to Kitchens, who comes off tackle, and a good gainer and a first down by Kitchens. And here come the Blackhawks. A nice call, a little bit of trickery, as Kitchens came from his slot back formation and busted around the right side, and a first down for La Quinta. And somebody is hurt for the Blackhawks. We'll get the number as we see the replay.
You see right here, Kitchens, some nice move. He has out in front of him Ryan Gengler, which always helps, and a good counter play right there by the Blackhawks to spring the ball open to the near side to pick up some yardage.
How apropos. Colorado from 93 to 95. He was an assistant team physician for San Diego
Family.
Ortega. Danny Armstrong kept the
my.
ball. That is the best fake I've seen because I totally fell for that. I watched Ortega all the way through.
I'm glad I didn't fake out our cameraman because Armstrong kept that baby, and as you said, Ken, sold a beautiful fake to Ortega. It took out half the Brawley defense, and Danny was able to move the ball very easily all the way down to about the 4-yard line.
Boy, oh boy, that is one of the nicer fakes. It was tough for me to see from here, but Ortega, not only did he follow through, he played it off all the way to the last instant. That's why I thought he had the ball. Good gain. First down and goal from the 6. Handoff. Busting outside, Ortega. Can he get there? He will. Touchdown, Blackhawks. No flags.
That's your La Quinta offense right there.
Well, that's what Dan Armstrong wanted to do, was draw first blood, and with 10:01 to go before intermission, the Blackhawks take a 6-0 lead. Number 21, Ivan Monroy, who's going to be going in the U.S. Army, one of our proud sponsors, at the end of this year, is on to try and boot the extra point.
Monroy, a very, very accurate kicker.
Yes, he is. That's for sure. Number 21, Monroy to boot. Danny Armstrong is the holder, and that's always dangerous for the defense because when the quarterback's the holder, you never know when that two-point conversion could pop up and bite you. Snap perfect, hold perfect, kick right down Broadway. So 7-0 the Blackhawks as they try to forge into the semifinals.
Well, as you said, Ken, La Quinta did what they wanted to do. They wanted to get on the board first. They did not want to have to play catch-up, especially against a Brawley team that can rack up the yardage and the numbers on the scoreboard. As you see right there, quarterback Danny Armstrong having a quick talk with the defensive coach of the Blackhawks as they get set to go out on defense to try to slow Brawley down. But a good sustained possession by the Blackhawks as you see the touchdown play here. Full house backfield. And Ortega getting a good lead block up front, able to break the tackle and get into the end zone to give the Blackhawks the lead. And there you get a good look at the senior, Christian Ortega, one of the best rushers in the CIF Southern section.
Ivan Monroy getting set to boot it down to the Wildcats. Now the one thing the Blackhawks want to do after a score is shut down the Wildcats. Aguirre and Merritt have dropped deep for Brawley, and a pretty good kick by Ivan. Going to be Merritt, take it at the 8. Going to bust it to the center of the field and now try and hook it around the right side, and he's going to be ganged up on right around the 16-17 yard line. So good gang tackling by the men in burgundy and white and blue, the La Quinta Blackhawks. With 9:52 to go here in the first half, they lead at 7-0.
And as you said, Kenny, this is going to be a critical possession here for Brawley. They want to get back in this ball game. They don't want to let La Quinta's defense get a little motion going, get the momentum going the way of the Blackhawks. The Wildcats need to have a good sustained drive here, move the ball downfield, and they're hoping to tie this game up right here.
Well, the Wildcats finished number 4 in the CIF poll standings, and we're also the number 4 seed. They come in with a record of 9-2. Their 2 losses, one of them was to Cathedral City badly, 56-7. Of course, the Lions, as she and the Carrier kicking up about 5, but one of the teams, the Lions, did a number on them, got out in front early and just opened things up, and that's what the Blackhawks are trying to do. Copy Rick Ballman's game plan and get a nice lead on Brawley, force them to play catch-up. The other 2 DVL teams that Brawley played, they beat Palm Desert, and Pat Blackburn's team had a lead in that game and let it slip away late. And then they also beat Indio 19-13, a young Avidio Machado Raja team. Clock continues to run. Witt under center. Fake to Merritt. In fact, give to Merritt, and Merritt is just ganged up on. Number 56, the first man to get to him is T.J. Figueroa. And a nice job by T.J. He is a junior, 6'2", 205.
Yeah, the offensive surge for Brawley really didn't leave anything to put up against La Quinta. The defensive front four that's came right through and racked up Merritt very, very quickly. Sets up a long 3rd down and 6 now for the Wildcats.
Right, loss of 2 on that play, and just what La Quinta wants. They'd love a 3-and-out right here after scoring the initial score of the game. 8:41 to go in the first half. Blackhawks lead at 7-0. Witt calling, getting blocking now from Sheehan. Over the middle's got a man, and that's Washington. He's busted it outside. Look out, this kid's got burners, and he's going to have a first down deep into La Quinta territory at about the 44-yard line. That's the man they were missing in their other DVL games, Donnell Washington, number 1. He's back.
Well, Washington is going to make his presence felt immediate. A nice reception there. It looked like he was mismatched out on that far side against the defensive lineman. And if that's the case, Washington is going to win that battle 10 times out of 10. As you see here on the replay, the pass is going to come out to the far side of your screen, and Washington getting hooked up out there, gets away from Monroy on the corner, and then is able to scamper upfield for another 15 yards before being pulled down by Danny Armstrong. Big play right there for Brawley.
La Quinta had a big play to Havens. Now Brawley with a big play to Washington. Second man getting the ball, or keeping the ball actually, was Witt. He faked it up the middle to Merritt, but Witt kept it and didn't gain much, if anything. Give him about a foot or a half a yard. We'll call it 1. Bring up a 2nd and 9 with 7:56 to go before halftime.
Looks like the question we put has been answered. Brawley is answering the call right here as they're moving the ball very solidly.
This is one of the fastest moving halves of football I've seen. In fact, it is the fastest this year. We go down to 7:40. Clock continues to move. Both teams like to run the football, and they've been completing their passes, and that also keeps the clock running after the ball's put in play. Witt going to roll to the right. Has Merritt trailing. Going to keep it, tuck it under. A nice job by Robbie Witt. as he had Merritt as the trailer, pickup of about 6 yards on first down, or check it on. They have it listed as third down.
Now, that was definitely a first down play. There's no question.
The scoreboard's mixed up right there. You look up there, it says 3rd and 10, and it should be 2nd and 4 after the big play to Washington.
Now the down marker on the far sideline is marked as 3rd down and 4.
Right, now it's 3rd. Right, you had Witt keep for a half a yard, and then Witt gain about 5.5. So it's 3rd down, call it 4, 6:52 to go. Again, Sheehan and Merritt behind Robbie Witt. They'll give it to Sheehan, and a nice gainer by Robbie. Look out, the kid's tough, and he's got a big gainer inside the 25-yard line, and Brawley continues to roll. The first decent gain by Robbie Sheehan as he was able to get into the secondary.
And that's the Robbie Sheehan that La Quinta fears the most. A running back who can get himself loose on the outside and just eat up chunks of yardage. That was good enough there for a big first down pickup for the Wildcats. And Brawley moving very effectively here. I would be surprised if they do not score on this drive. La Quinta needs to tighten their defense up if they want to keep this a 7-0 lead.
Once the pass went out to Donnell Washington, that softened the La Quinta defense a little bit. Witt with a good gainer, and then Sheehan with a nice gainer. And Robbie gets it again, and there he goes, bulking his way into the secondary one more time after he picks up about 7 yards on the first down.
And give some credit on that play to the center, Justin Tapia, who really opened up a hole, taking out one of the defensive linemen for La Quinta, just pretty much cleaned Mark Velasco out of the play.
Let's go down to our buddy down on the sidelines, Johnny McClendon. And a little technical difficulties, but we'll get Johnny. Robbie Witt bringing up the 2nd down and 3 call. Again, Sheehan and Merritt. Give it to Merritt this time, first man through, and he looks like he'll have another first down. So a good job of mixing plays by head coach John Bishop. And the Brawley Wildcats have the Blackhawks of La Quinta back on their heels. It is a first down right around about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, good play selection by Brawley, as you mentioned, Ken, mixing the ball up a little bit more. Give to Sheehan, give to Merritt, Witt on the keeper. To me, it's somewhat reminiscent of a Nebraska-type offense. You don't know who's going to get the ball, and the quarterback is very dangerous in that situation.
How the tide can turn on one play. The big pass play to Washington has really opened things up for Brawley. Witt, again, going to roll right. Give it to Sheehan, and he's busting. He's going to get there, I believe, to pay dirt. Nope, they're going to mark him just short. He's inside the 1-yard line, I believe, and it'll be 1st and goal to go for the Brawley Wildcats. And now we'll go back down to our buddy Johnny McClendon.
I talked a little while ago to La Quinta defensive coordinator Eric Perry. He said against this Veer, they're going to see a lot of straightforward blocking, man-to-man, and what they got to do is just take their man straight up and beat them on the line of scrimmage. You won't see a lot of stunning here because they'll open big holes if they guess wrong. Right now, they just got to take the man and make the play when they get a chance to.
Well, so far, Johnny Mack, good report, good inside information there. So far, Robbie Sheehan has really had things his way his last 3 carries. He's going to be the blocking back for Merritt, and Merritt's going to plow into the end zone. We got a 7-6 ball game.
What John just said about the La Quinta defense having to play straight up man-to-man, that might be a losing battle all night because the Brawley offensive line, they are averaging about 220 pounds a man. You have one person in the La Quinta defensive front 4. That's Mike McLeod, who is over 220 pounds. You see Ryan Gangler once in a while playing some defensive front, but he's not getting the big penetration. This could be Brawley's night offensively if they can control the line of scrimmage.
Well, a good answer by John Bishop's Wildcats. 7-6 our score. Coming in to try and kick the extra point is number 8, and that is Steve Burnson, 5'11" sophomore. Holding is Kiddo Marino. Kick is down. It looks good. It is good. So not a powerful boot, but got the job done nonetheless. 4:42 to go here in the first half. We're all knotted up at 7 apiece.
So Brawley coming back, doing exactly what they wanted to do. John Bishop moving the offense efficiently down the field to answer La Quinta. As you see the Pepsi scoreboard tied up with 4:42 left to go in the first half.
And we would like to welcome all our viewers in the El Centro Yuma area watching us on KECY Channel 9. Once again, welcome to all our viewers in the El Centro area watching tonight's game on KECY Channel 9. And a reminder that you can catch El Centro area high school football coverage every week on SportsCenter 1300 KKSC AM.
Our friends from KKSC just down press row from us here, sending live coverage back. Good to see them up here.
And getting set to boot things off, it looks like number 44, Ray Vandiver, or Ray's actually just going to tee it up for number 58, Richard Chavez. Or no, let's see, it's number 69 now, DJ Gastello. And a squib kick going to be picked up by number 5 for La Quinta, Anthony Craig. And Anthony's still going, and he's finally tackled by number 25, Merritt, but a good job by Craig. He gives the Blackhawks excellent field position around their own 43-yard line. But a real busted run back by Craig. He wasn't sure whether to run the ball back or not. He just got it, tried to bring it up the near sideline, ran into one of his own upbacks, and then finally sprung himself loose on the outside. But that had potential to be a big gainer if Craig saw what he was doing. You see here he hesitates, runs back in the middle, oops, has to come back to the outside, and only gets about 4 or 5 more yards when it could have been a big play and a big hit right there at the end. Danny Armstrong under center. Ortega the lone setback. Fake to Christian. Danny going to boot right. Try and buy some time. Lob it over the middle. Zabalza's out there. Good play by Gerald, and he'll hold on. First down. Nice play by Danny Armstrong. Saw that Zabalza was open in the soft seam across the middle of the field, and he just lobbed it out there, kind of shot-putted it out there. Nice job of concentration by Gerald, and a big first down for La Quinta. Zabalza is kind of one of the unsung heroes of the receiving corps. You don't hear too much about Gerald Zabalza out there as a wideout, but that time it came through as he went up in the double coverage against Moreno and Aguirre and got the better of the two gentlemen. Armstrong again under center. Danny likes to work out of the shotgun, but with a tie score and 4:13 to go before half, he'll stay under center. Danny going to drop back. Here comes Washington. Armstrong lets it go for Webb. Jeff's out there, and he's got it. Oh, what a grab by Jeff Webb. He was able to separate himself from Patrick Aguirre at the last instant, and great concentration by the sophomore. And we called this combination a couple weeks ago. We said it had the potential of big makings, the old Randall Cunningham to Randy Moss type aerial hookup, and a great job of passing by Armstrong and concentrating by the receiver, Jeff Webb. Yeah, beautiful job by Webb, as you'll see here on the replay. Good fake to Ortega, who steps up as a blocker, and then all day Armstrong hangs it up, and it's thrown behind Webb, who has to really fly out to the sideline to make the grab. Full house backfield. Ortega going to take, and he's belted by number 2, Robbie Witt, the quarterback, able to get a shot in on the running back. And a short gain for Ortega. It'll be second and goal. We'll see where they mark it. Going to mark it right around the 3-yard line. Make it right around the 3.5-yard line as we go down to 3:30 to go. First half action, 7-7 our score. If you're just tuning in, pull up the seat. Notre Dame USC is over. It's La Quinta and Brawley. Armstrong again, full house backfield. Kitchens. This is Armstrong going to keep it. Danny going to bust it for the pylon. He's going to get in. Touchdown, La Quinta Blackhawks. So the full house backfield had Kitchens, also number 47, Anthony Franco, and Christian Ortega. And with Pye left up on the scoreboard, 3.14. That's right, 3 minutes and 14 seconds. About the only thing I learned in math class. There you go. 13-7 is our score. La Quinta on top, and Ivan Monroy getting set to try and add the extra point. Well, a nice job by Armstrong, too, to be able to get around Moreno, as all the Brawley defense really got suckered to the inside with that full house backfield. Boot is down and up and good again by Monroy. And we've got a 14-7 game. 3:14 to go before half. We're going to break. 14-7 Blackhawks on the game of the week.
Optica VL, where quality comes first at a reasonable price. Optica VL offers not only hearing aid testing and fittings, but also optical services, being an exclusive distributor of Elizabeth Arden and other fine frames with a 1-year guarantee. With over 25 years of experience, Optica VL offers you quality service at a great price.
La calidad tiene un justo precio. Para nosotros, sus ojos y sus oídos son una bendición. 25 años de experiencia me respaldan. En nuestros 2 servicios, usted entenderá eso.
Customer satisfaction is our #1 goal at Country Club Honda. Hi, I'm Laura Dana, and that's why we always say you're #1 at Country Club Honda. So whether you're buying a car or visiting our service and parts department, we want everything to be as pleasant as possible. Our staff is here to assist you with anything that may occur. We value our customers, and we'll strive to keep you as a customer forever. So whether you're buying a car or you need your present one serviced, remember, you're #1 at Country Club Honda.
You're watching the new Fox 9.
And Ivan Monroy booting it deep. Blackhawks back on top, 14-7. Ken Thompson, Eddie Trent back on the game of the week. Here's Merritt busting it around the left side. He's still in bounds. Look out. And he's going to finally be forced out of bounds by number 21, the kicker, Ivan Monroy, but not until he gets all the way down to the 47-yard line of Brawley. So a good answer by Brawley. Last 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns, 2 for La Quinta, 1 for the Wildcats.
And Brawley starts off very, very well with a beautiful run back by Merritt as he did a little stutter step, a little hesitation, turned on the afterburners, was able to get past some of the coverage to bring it out near midfield. Outstanding field position. In fact, the best starting field position of the night for either ball club.
And for all you interested in a great venue for Monday Night Football family style, Castle City has just what you're looking for. Great food, a total family environment without that noisy bar-type atmosphere. Join us every Monday night at Castle City Food and Family Fun Center on Highway 111 in Indio. Here's Witt going to lob it out there. Monroy, the only man out there, as Aguirre busted off a pass pattern, and the ball falls harmlessly to the turf, luckily for Brawley, because they had nobody in the vicinity.
Yeah, that has a serious mix-up in the play. Aguirre ran about a flag pattern about 10 yards down the field before cutting in. That ball was thrown about 30 yards toward the sideline. So first of probably a mix-up in communication as to who was supposed to run what pattern, and Witt just unloaded it downfield. Very lucky he did not get intercepted on that play.
And Brawley takes a timeout with 3 minutes to go. And a warm thank you from Mark Roberts Productions, and TV3 goes to our friends at A&M Construction. Rick and Shelley Morris have owned and operated this local general contracting company for 18 years here in the Coachella Valley. A&M Construction specializes in custom homes and production framing. When you're making a lifetime decision, you have to have your custom home built. Why take a chance? Let the pros from A&M Construction put your mind at ease. Some of their current projects include homes at Rancho La Quinta, the home of this weekend's Skins game, PGA West, and Tierra Vista in Mission Hills. A&M Construction is located in La Quinta, and for an estimate or more information, dial 568-4832. That's 568-4832, and tell Shelley and Rick you got their number from the TV3 High School Football Game of the Week.
Brawley taking time out right here to discuss what they have to do. 3 minutes left. They're going to go into a, put quotes around it, 3-minute offense. They're not going to go into their full 2-minute drill, but they know they have to get the ball moving from their own half of the field. Big drive coming up right here as the Wildcats get set to go once again, now on 2nd down.
From the timeout, they come in with no huddle. 3 minutes even to go before halftime. 14-7. 2nd and 10, Witt. Sheehan and Merritt back there to block. Here comes the long pass by Witt. Out there is Monroy along with Washington, and the ball is caught by Monroy, but he's out of bounds. It'll be a 3rd down. Another nice job by Ivan Monroy as he's keeping his head on the quarterback and is able to watch the ball when it's in flight, and a good job by Ivan. He's already been burned one time by Washington, and one's enough as far as Ivan's concerned.
And let's give a lot of credit to Monroy, too. As you see Witt go back to pass, he knows he has a 6'3 receiver mismatch. He has a 7-inch advantage over Monroy, and Monroy still almost comes away with the interception.
Pulled it in, but just ran out of real estate. Brings up a big 3rd and 10 now with 2:54 to go. Ball still sitting on the Brawley 47-yard line. That's where Brian Merritt returned it after the Danny Armstrong touchdown. Here's a handoff to Sheehan. Look out. The big fella going to bust it outside, going to get the 1st down and more. And he's still going as he rumbles and stumbles across the La Quinta 40-yard line down to the 38, and it'll be a big 1st down. So just when you're looking past, they cross you up with the big fella, and he is a load to bring down.
We'll talk about a load, 6 foot, 215. He plays like he's 6'4 and 250. Sheehan just opened up a hole on that right side. Kitchens could not slow him down. It took about 3 defensive backs, the Blackhawks, to finally bring Robbie Sheehan down. And once again, Brawley moving the ball very effectively here.
Both teams trying to match for match. La Quinta scored a touchdown. Brawley answered. La Quinta comes back with a touchdown. Brawley trying to answer once again before the half. Handoff, inside handoff, goes to Washington. Nice job by La Quinta. They smelled it out. So Witt tried to cross him up a little bit and gave the ball back on a misdirection to Washington, but he loses yardage, lose about 2, bring up a 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, as you see the offensive front line right there as Washington comes off to the right side of your screen. Washington had absolutely nowhere to go as Hector Nunez came across from La Quinta from that strong safety spot. They picked that play up very, very well, Ken. It was read excellently by the Blackhawk defense, and Brawley now going to face a real tough call here as they take a timeout.
And for the 5th time this year, Jason Bartlett of Palm Desert High School has been chosen Desert Valley League Kicker of the Week. This award has been proudly sponsored by Joe Rudka, owner of Dairy Queen of Palm Springs. A former great kicker himself, Joe was not only the kicker for Palm Springs High School in 1983, he also went on to boot kicks for COD and UNLV. Jason Bartlett, who last week received Kicker of the Year honors, kicked 2 field goals last week of 47 and 29 yards in a heartbreaking playoff loss to San Gorgonio. For TV3 viewers, you can still buy one Blizzard, get one free just by mentioning the TV3 Game of the Week at Dairy Queen of Palm Springs. And with 2:12 to go, Robbie Sheehan in the backfield with Brian Merritt, and here comes Witt. Handoff to Aguirre. Patrick busting it outside, and he's hemmed under nicely by Anthony Franco, the defensive end, 6'1", 210 senior, who likes fixing up his low rider, but he went up high to make the tackle.
For Brawley, it was a case of, if it doesn't work to the left side, let's try it to the right side. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, exact same result. Good defensive penetration by the Blackhawks, and once again, it forces the Wildcats to take now their final timeout here in the first half. A real tough possession for Brawley. They're not able to get the gadget plays going to pick up the yards they had hoped for.
And a minute 57 to go before halftime. Again, thanks to all of our sponsors who have been with us since the beginning of the year. We've got so many great sponsors. First Bank, Clint Miller, the Dreisbach family, of course, Jeanette and Dr. Philip Dreisbach, Pepsi, and, of course, Alex Orr and Rick Valenti, the U.S. Army and Carol Gaskill, the U.S. Marine Corps, Dairy Queen of Palm Springs. We just talked about Joe Rudka, Castle City and Mario, Plaza Motors, Andy Jessup Jr., Desert Perinatal Group, Dr. Robert Eden, and Pizza Hut, of course, Ed Goad. Big third down now, 3rd and 12, a minute 57 to go. Ball of scrimmage, line of scrimmage, I should say, where the ball is at the 39 of La Quinta. Here's Witt. He's in trouble. He's going to throw the ball up for grabs, and Monroy is down there with Washington. Another great job of blanketing the receiver by the place kicker and cornerback, number 21, Ivan Monroy.
I think the real key right there, though, Kenny, was the defensive front for La Quinta. They flushed Witt out of the pocket to the left side. He really had nowhere to go, and that was his only option. Put the ball up, as you see here on the replay. Good penetration as it breaks down the left side. Witt being chased out, almost taken down right there by Mike McLeod. He had to throw it for grabs, and that was probably the safest place he could throw it, down towards 6'3" Donnell Washington.
Anthony Rubio dropping back into what looks like punt formation, but watch out the short snap to Robbie Sheehan. It's going to go back to Rubio. He's going to try and pin La Quinta deep. He goes for the corner, and the ball is going to angle inside the 5-yard line. An excellent kick by Rubio, and La Quinta with a minute 41 to go will have to start there, so they'll have to be careful here. The tough thing for Brawley is I don't know if they have any timeouts left.
No, they've used all their timeouts. Great punt by Rubio. If that had been a pitching wedge, that would have been good for a couple skins. That was right where he wanted to put it.
Well, good job by La Quinta, though. They bend, they do not break. They hold that touchdown lead, and the main thing now is just to kneel on the ball or just to hand it off safely. Maybe Danny Armstrong holds on. You don't want to kneel. You've got to be careful of taking a safety with a minute 41 to go. The ball, line of scrimmage, where the ball is just around the 3-yard line. 1st and 10. No timeouts left for Brawley, so it'd be smart for La Quinta to just run out the clock. Ortega going to go off tackle and bust it up to about the 7-yard line, and the clock will continue to run down. We're down to a minute 34 to go before halftime.
The thing for Brawley, I was going to say right for that last play, is you see Ivan Monroy, who's been doing a great job on the corner for La Quinta. The key for Brawley is not to get over-aggressive in this situation, not to smell safety, not to smell big play, just contain La Quinta and not let them get the ball deep downfield in the final minute and change here in the first half.
Now Armstrong has enough room that he could kneel on the ball. See if they try the exchange. No, Danny's going to keep it. It's a safe play, a smart play by Dan Armstrong. Dan figuring if he could bust a big one, then there's still time to do something on the next play. If Danny doesn't get anything and there's nothing there, he's just going to fall on it. Don't want to risk a fumble. The clock continues to run. We go under 50 seconds.
Right. Not much Brawley can do in this situation. Just play good, sound defense. Just contain the Blackhawks, run up the clock, because Brawley knows they'll get the ball to start the second half. So really, this is just a wait-and-see type of game. Prevent the big play. That's what the Wildcats want to do right here.
Down to 35 seconds. Should be one more play right here. Armstrong gives it to Ortega. Christian going to have a first down, and so they'll stop the clock momentarily with 29 seconds right around the 15-yard line. First down for La Quinta. And now Danny Armstrong looking at his dad saying, Dad, what do we do? Just let it run out? And I'm sure his dad will say, yes, son, we want to have the lead at the half, and the clock does start running, and we go under 20 seconds.
Which is kind of strange. The clock was at 14, though, when the ball went down. All of a sudden we glance up, it's over 20 seconds. So some time must have been added on the clock there.
Yeah, I think maybe you were shielded because it might have been 34, Eddie.
That could have been it too.
Okay, that'll do it. Danny takes the knee, and that'll do it for the first half. So the Blackhawks halfway home to a CIF semifinal game next week. Can they take care of business in the second half? We'll find out. There's your Pepsi scoreboard. La Quinta 14, Brawley 7 on the game of the week.
Very well.
By about 4 or 5, La Quinta Blackhawks drills the balls of the first man there, followed up by Dimitri Zahariadis. I don't want to mispronounce Dimitri's name there. He's 5'9", 168. He's a senior. Nice job of covering the kick.
Yeah, Sheehan had a little problem getting the ball, too. It took a bounce, got him on the face mask, kind of doubled up, and then Zahariadis just came in and laid into him. As you see Brawley getting set for their first possession here in the second half. They got some momentum toward the end of the first half. A good, strong second quarter. Let's see if the Wildcats come out gunning here as we head into quarter number 3.
Robbie Sheehan, Brian Merritt. Merritt gets the carry. Pickup of about 2 or 3 before he stumbles across the 26-yard line. He'll bring up about a 2nd and 7 just into the third quarter. Big game. Winner moves on to play the winner of Temescal Canyon and San Gorgonio. And the other DVL team still alive, the Cathedral City Lions, are playing right now up in Bloomington, and not an easy place to win.
No, tough spot for Cat City, but they have a very fine offense. They'll have a good handful as they take on Bloomington.
Robbie Sheehan really got things going in the second quarter, but La Quinta was able to shut down Brawley as Sheehan gets the ball and picks up about 3.5. It's going to bring up about 3rd and 4 as we go down to 11 minutes. And La Quinta, although leading 14-7, would like to get a little breathing room, go up by 2 scores, Eddie.
Well, sure. This is a Brawley team that we've seen twice before here in the Valley. They got hammered on by Cat City, but they gave both Indio and Palm Desert a very solid game. So La Quinta knows this Brawley team can put points on the board, and they can do it in the hurry, especially if Sheehan gets loose.
La Quinta gave up 49 points in their last DVL game against Palm Desert. Danny Armstrong didn't play back there. They only gave up 13 last week against Serrano. They've only given up 7. Here's the third down handoff to Witt, or check it to Sheehan, and he's going to be real close. Got the handoff from Witt. Off tackle, and this is really, really close to the first down marker. Let's see where they mark that ball. They're going to have to measure. Now, where they mark the ball back, boy, it's going to be within inches. He may have it. They might have to measure. Now they're going to give it to him.
Not even going to question it.
So the ball apparently had to get across the 35-yard line. The nose of it did. And so, therefore, with 10:29 to go here in quarter number 3, first down, Brawley.
As you get a good look at the La Quinta sideline.
Robbie Witt, pretty solid first half. Couple good passes were dropped on him. Give it up to Merritt. First man through. Whacked hard by Ryan Kitchens. First man there. And then 4 or 5 of his mates come to help out.
Ryan, Kitchens and Gengler both getting in there to put the stop. And a little bit slow getting up there. As Merritt pops back up, makes his way back to the backfield. Really no surprise by Brawley here to start the third quarter. Solid running, going back and forth between Merritt and Sheehan. That's the way they've been moving the ball all year long. Very effective.
You would think these guys have a date or something at the end of this game. I haven't seen a football game move this quickly in a long time. 9:44 to go. Clock continues to run. Hand off to Merritt, and he's just no, it's a fake, and a nice one by Witt. So Merritt sold it for a little bit, but then I was able to pick up Witt with the football the way I wasn't able to pick up Danny Armstrong on a keeper early in the first half. Get about 9. Going to bring up a third down, and we'll call it about 1.
And this is a dangerous spot for the La Quinta defense to be in, because right now, Brawley can take a chance on a big play. They can drop Witt back and send everybody out, knowing on 4th and short they have a pretty good shot at getting the first down. So La Quinta has to play very conservative here and not commit to either fully the run or the pass.
We'll see how they do it. It's going to be Sheehan, I believe. And there goes Robbie Sheehan. Forget it. He's going to be gone. No one's going to catch the big fella. He's going to rumble to pay dirt, and we're going to have a one-point football game with 8:50 to go.
Beautiful run by Robbie Sheehan. He caught a hole right in the middle of the defensive line and accelerated through it. And you can see right there some of the La Quinta cheerleaders not happy with what they saw from their Blackhawks. Sheehan exploding for a big touchdown run, and that's going to pull within 1 point. And now, pending this point after, Brawley can knock this game right back up at 14.
DJ Gastello is the kicker. Kiddo Marino the holder. And now it's going to be number 8 that comes in to try the extra point. Be Steven Burnson, 5'11", 150-pound sophomore. So a chance now possibly for La Quinta. They bust through and it's blocked. What a play by Marco Zacharias. That is a huge play.
Zacharias timed that perfectly, hurdling the offensive line. I have not seen that done. That was just a fantastic play to block the extra point. He didn't even have to get up in the air. He was standing flat on his feet and reached his arms up to block it.
That is an incredible special teams play right there by Marcos Zacharias. 5'8", 173. He's a senior, and he showed some senior leadership right there. So although it's just a 1-point lead, a lead is a lead, and Dan Armstrong will take it with 8:50 to go here in quarter number 3.
And that could be a critical play right there for Brawley. I'm still trying to catch my breath from that one. Zacharias had a great leap on that play.
And again, we want to thank all of our sponsors. We thank the ones that have helped us out throughout the year. In a pinch, the ones that are helping out tonight to get this game on. We've got the Advantage Medical Group and Dr. Stephen R. Steele. We've got AM Construction, Rick and Shelley Morris, La Quinta Ace Hardware and David Dorn, and of course the Bob Hope Chrysler Classic. And Mike from Dallas really helped us out in a pinch there as well. And folks, we thank you. And now John Bishop, the coach of Brawley, is wondering, hey, is that legal? I mean, was he not offsides? But like you said, it looked like Zacharias just timed it perfectly. And so an official's timeout right now as Steve Smith signals. He's going to talk it over with John Bishop. Nonetheless, the scoreboard hasn't changed. 8:50 to go. It's 14-13 our score. And Brawley looks like they're going to get set to kick it off.
As you see a little meeting of the officials right there. Steve Smith wants to make sure he makes the right call here, and he's satisfied everything is legit on just a big defensive play by the La Quinta special teams to stop the extra point.
And the drummer from La Quinta trying to get a little momentum for his team as Christian Ortega drops back. He's the deep man. Jeff Webb, Jacob Willis flank him around the 14-yard line. Getting set to boot it will be DJ Gastello, the 6'1", 225-pound senior. Ball is put down by Ray Vandiver, the tight end. And we're ready to go here. So Brawley answers quickly, but they are stymied on the extra point. Nice kick by Gastello. It's going to be Ortega right around the 8-yard line. Christian looking for a seam. Still going. There he goes. He busts one tackle, and he just can't hold his balance, but a nice return by Christian Ortega of 33 yards. Took it from the 8 to the 41, and that's where Danny Armstrong and company will set up shop.
And a touchdown-saving tackle for Brawley by Rick Pace. Pretty much the only man left to stop Ortega, and that was not a strong tackle. Just got an arm out there and tripped Christian up around the knees. So a good starting spot for La Quinta right now. 1st and 10 at their own 40. Here's the run back again. Ortega sees the seam, cuts back to the inside, and Pace will just have to reach out and go, whoa, big fella, and just slowed down Ortega enough to drop him.
Big offensive line has Armstrong fake to Kitchens, give it to Ortega. Christian busts out for about 2 off tackle. We're down to 8:30 to go here. Quarter number 3, 14 for La Quinta, 13 for Brawley. It's nip and tuck. It's been pretty close the whole way.
Yeah. Neither team opening up a significant advantage.
All right. Tony Craig comes out. David Torres closest to us. Willis and Webb flank out far right. Ortega going to line up next to Armstrong, who stands in the shotgun. Good snap from center from McLeod. Armstrong looking deep. Out there is Torres, but he was blanketed nicely by Robbie Witt, the quarterback. And good coverage by Witt, and it's going to be a big 3rd down and 9 now as we stop the clock with 8:03 to go, quarter number 3.
Good defensive set right there by Brawley, playing their version of what is called a cover 2 with 2 defensive backs, double coverage. It wasn't on Torres that time. It was on the far side. It was on Willis, but it was just enough to make Danny Armstrong go to the wrong receiver, and that time they weren't able to get it in the hands of Torres.
Huge third down. La Quinta trying to answer the Brawley drive with one of their own. They had a good starting point at the 40. They've only picked up 1 yard. Third down and 9. Armstrong again from the gun. Going to drop back. Not much pressure. He's got a man, and that's Havens. And Mike Havens makes a nice play. Committing on the possible interception was Carlos Santana as he tried to use his evil ways to knock the ball down, but cannot do it. Havens with his second big grab, and a good job by number 99 to concentrate.
Havens with a nice catch right there. A good pattern run by 4 receivers. They set up with the 4 out, sent 2 on a 15-yard pattern downfield, and the 2 near receivers 10 yards out. Havens on the near side able to get in front of Santana, and boom, first down Blackhawks.
7:57 to go. Ball is now marked at the 37-yard line of Brawley, and we're going to have movement. Falling back, it looked like, was one of the La Quinta offensive linemen. That's going to cost the Blackhawks 5 and set up a 1st and 15. Here's the call from Steve Smith. And not what you want to do. Shoot yourself in the foot as you start getting close to the other team's goal line. Remove the ball back.
Go start on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Move the ball back now. Make it 1st and 15 from the 42-yard line. La Quinta has a drive going. They'd like to get it into pay dirt and then boot an extra point. Give them a full 1-possession lead with a 2-point conversion. Armstrong, Ortega, the only setback. Give it to Christian on a delayed handoff, and there's a flag down. May have a hold. It's thrown in the vicinity of Big Pete Santabanez or Mike McLeod. I think it was McLeod, the 6'3", 266-pound senior, where they threw the flag, and that could be a big hold, and it is. And that's going to hurt La Quinta. They start going backwards after the big pass reception by Havens.
And how often do you see that? A big play and then a couple of mental lapses to bring the ball back. It was McLeod getting tangled up with DJ Costello, and Mike McLeod with that big size advantage just manhandled Costello, dropping him to the ground.
Let's see if they decline it. It was only a gain of 1 yard. We'll see.
Looks like they're going to send the Blackhawks back. And if I was Brawley head coach John Bishop, I'd think the same thing. Do not give him any more chances.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still be first down.
Because you know your defense has been holding La Quinta pretty solidly now. Don't give him a 2nd down and 14. Make him go 1st and 25 then.
Huge play now, like you said, 1st and 25, but with Armstrong. Look out, Danny's going to run away from Washington. Nice deke by Armstrong. Big play by Danny. Still has the ball. Holds on to it. No flags down, and a good gain by Armstrong. Pick up about 13 of that 25 he needed.
You know, I really thought that Donnell Washington had Danny Armstrong dead to rights in the backfield. It's a tribute to Armstrong, though, how he was able to read the pressure coming in and scoot out the far side. Also able to get away from Robbie Sheen, who'd come up. As you see the replay here, the pressure's going to come in from your right side. There's Washington, and Armstrong just takes off, gets up 13 of the 15 yards they've lost on penalties. A heads-up play by Danny Armstrong.
And there's a good look at the junior quarterback who will be back 1 more year for his dad. He averages 7.5 yards a carry, picked up over 620 yards on the season. Armstrong from the shotgun again. Washington coming at him, and now he's in trouble. And Danny's going to finally be run down by Robbie Witt. Or no, check that, number 5 out there, and also number 20. So we've got Carlos Santana getting him in his sights along with Jacob Esquivel. And a good job by Brawley, and now it's a big 3rd down, probably about 3rd and 15 with 6:30 to go. Let's go down to our pal Johnny Mack.
In obvious passing situations on defense, you're going to see Brawley dropping back 7 men most of the time. Still, they've had trouble covering the sidelines. I asked Coach Bishop at halftime if he had any changes to make there. He said, no, all we got to do is put more pressure on the quarterback.
Thanks a lot, Mac. Good report right there. 3rd and 18, and Armstrong going to go under center. Going to fake it to Ortega. Danny with time, going to gun it out there for Webb. He's got a shot. Oh, and it's off his hands. So Jeff Webb, who had to turn around the other way, and the sophomore not able to bring it in. The pass was there right around the 14-yard line, but instead the balls will come in, and La Quinta will boot it away.
I'll tell you, that was a beautiful pattern by Jeff Webb. The ball just mishandled. That ball was 6 points in the bank for La Quinta. But if doesn't count much. And here you see on the replay, Beautifully timed pattern. Armstrong all day to throw it, but he threw it over the other shoulder. Webb was looking inside. The ball comes outside. Nice defensive presence, too, by Patrick Gary.
1 point lead for the Blackhawks. Important for Zabalza to get a good kick. It's towards the sidelines. Let's see if it stays in bounds. It does, and it takes a Blackhawk roll, a good kick, and it'll drop dead right around the 11-yard line. And that's where Brawley will put it in play. The United States Army again salutes Christian Ortega of La Quinta High School, selected as the Valley Football Player of the Week. The senior tailback led the way in workhorse fashion as La Quinta defeated Serrano 24-13 last Friday to advance to the CIF quarterfinals. Ortega ran for 162 yards on 33 carries, scoring twice on 1-yard and 24-yard runs. Enjoy him tonight. La Quinta senior tailback Christian Ortega, our Valley Football Player of the Week, sponsored by the United States Army, and we'd like to thank the Army for their support this past season. And Robbie Witt back under center. Hand off to Sheehan. Look out. You got to realize that guy's going to be getting the ball a lot here in the second half as we go down to 5:40. Another big gainer for Sheehan on first down, making it 2nd and short.
Right now in Brawley's situation, you have to go with what works, and Robbie Sheehan is what's worked all season long for the Wildcats. And if you're La Quinta, you have to expect that. Like you said, Kenny, it's going to be a serious dose of Robbie Sheehan pretty much now for the rest of the second half. Blackhawks defense has to expect the run a lot more often as you get a good look at the senior who's been the mainstay of this Wildcat offense throughout the year.
Blackhawks have to batten down the hatches right here, just a precarious 1-point lead. Witt going to give it to Sheehan one more time. He's going to bang off tackle, and he's going to have the first down. So they're going to chew up real estate. They're going to use the clock as well as we go under 5 minutes after they'll mark this first down. And La Quinta's defense has been on the field a good portion of this third quarter.
Yeah, that might be taking a little bit of a toll on some of the players, especially the two-way starters, the guys like Danny Armstrong, who are spending every single down out there. They need to get a little bit of a break.
Pepsi scoreboard zaps up as we just cracked a couple Pepsis. Been doing so much talking, we needed to wet our whistles. Rubio, Vasquez, Tapia, Ledesma, and Mendoza have done an outstanding job creating holes for Brian Merritt and Robbie Sheehan. Quarterback Robbie Witt, the 5'9", 168-pound senior, going to give it off to Merritt, and there goes Merritt, his first big gainer of the night, and that's about 13 yards, and all of a sudden, Brawley's got the 1-2 tandem of Sheehan and Merritt working well.
And this time Merritt made that last few yards as he had Patrick Zamora riding his back about the past 4 or 5 yards. A good switch off back and forth between Sheehan and Merritt, as you see on the replay. There's Merritt just taking it right over the middle, gets open, and there you see Zamora. Also in on the tackle is Rico, who we have been not calling his name too much tonight. Very, very quiet in that defensive secondary.
Mark the ball on the 35-yard line of Brawley. Handoff Sheehan. There he goes again. There goes the big fella. Look out. Going to have to tackle him from behind, but he's picked up another big gainer. Pick up about 14 yards, and Brawley's picking him up in chunks now. And Dan Armstrong's defense is second-guessing.
Yeah, Anthony Franco this time in on the tackle along with Rico. But you can see that time that Sheehan just bounced off of Zamora like a pinball machine. Good speed right there. And gets the outside, knocks down Zamora, finally takes Franco and Rico to pull down the big running back. And Robbie Sheehan is starting to have a field day now against this La Quinta defense.
Ball just short of midfield. Brawley continuing to move the ball fairly effectively here in the third quarter. Here goes Sheehan one more time. And a good job by the Blackhawks to keep him under that 5-yard gain that you want to accomplish on first down. You don't want them to get more than half of what they need for the first down on their initial first play of each series. They pick up at about 2.5 yards, so now it's 2nd and 8 as opposed to 2nd and 2 or 3, which they've been having.
Right, which they have been having. Sheehan has been very effective on first down tonight. This time, La Quinta got the better of that matchup.
Blackhawks bringing a bunch to the line of scrimmage. Linebackers are cheating in. They're keying in on number 42, but also aware of number 25, Merritt. Here's the handoff to Sheehan, and the big fella, so tough to stop. And the Blackhawks cannot stop him as Gangler was able to trip him up, but not until first down yardage is achieved once again by Robbie Sheehan.
And I think this is where the offensive line is beginning to take over. You mentioned the good outwork tonight by the front five for Brawley. Rubio, Vasquez, Tapia, Ledesma, and Mendoza. You have to admit they outweigh the defensive front for La Quinta. As you see, once again, a big hole opened up, and it takes 3 Blackhawks to bring down Robbie Sheehan after another first down pickup.
That's the thing with Sheehan. You've got to stop him up around the thighs early. Handoff straight up the middle to Brian Merritt, and a good job by La Quinta. They were not fooled on that play. Number 2, Zacharias was there, also 56, TJ Figueroa, and another Blackhawk defender as well, but a good job. Now you've got them in 2nd and 9. You've got to make another stand here. They made a good stand on first down on the last series, but then Sheehan was able to bust for the first down. So they've got to watch Big 42. You've got to stop him in his tracks before he gets going. He's able to pick him up and put him down once or twice. He's got some momentum, and he's going to knock you over. See what Witt does. He looks over the defense. Tight quarters, and La Quinta jumps into the neutral zone. Figueroa and McLeod both coming across, and that hurts. So there you go. Instead of a 2nd and 9, you've got now a 2nd and 3.
Good work by Robbie Witt using the tough call, using the hard snap count. When if it's just one person coming off sides, you can usually chalk it up to being over anxious. But this time, 2 came across.
There's the call by Steve Smith. Steve Smith is the referee. Neil Campbell, we told you, is the umpire. Bob Sellis, the line judge. Stan Smith, the back judge. And Rod Hoops, the side judge. They're doing a fine job tonight. 2nd and call it, a long 4. Handoff Sheehan. He looks like he'll have the first down if it is Sheehan. No, it wasn't Sheehan. It was Witt on the keeper. Or it's tough to see. Maybe that was Pace, number 82. But nonetheless, whoever got the ball, it's a first down. I was fooled, and the play was just too far away from me, Eddie. Maybe you saw it better.
Once again, that option offense fooling us up here, Ken. You get that big backfield. It could have been Merritt. It could have been Sheehan. Even Pace was right around there. I didn't see exactly who had the ball, but nonetheless, it worked for Brawley as they pick up the first down yardage.
And they're down to the 23 of the Blackhawks. We go down to 1:45 to go here in quarter number 3. A very effective drive as Sheehan does get it that time and picks up about 3 or 4 on first down. The clock continues to move. And once again, a warm thank you from Mark Roberts Productions and TV3 goes out to our friends at A&M Construction, Rick and Shelley Morris, who have owned and operated the local general contracting company for 18 years here in the Coachella Valley. They build custom homes, and when you're making a lifetime decision to have a custom home built, why take a chance? Let the pros from A&M Construction put your mind at ease. Some of their current projects include homes at Rancho La Quinta, home of this weekend's Skins game, and also the PGA West and Tierra Vista at Mission Hills. Witt under center, Pace in motion, split backfield, Witt to throw. And it's nearly picked off, and in fact, if the defender, I don't know, it was Monroy, if Ivan would have had his head up, he might have been able to pick that ball off. An errant pass by Robbie Witt, and not a good one. And all of a sudden, it's a 3rd down and 7 with 54 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. And Eddie, I'm surprised at the call. You're running the ball so effectively. Why waste it down and throw?
Might have been just a play to keep La Quinta honest. Don't let them expect to run every single play. You have to mix in the pass once in a while, especially with the run game being established like it is.
There's the Pepsi scoreboard zapping up. 3rd quarter's almost over. Big play right here. Witt going to give it to Sheehan, and La Quinta's waiting for him.
Oh,
nice
baby.
job by Ryan Gangler. He was the first man there. Got helped by Franco, McLeod, and Zacharias. Great job by La Quinta, and the clock continues to move as we near the end of the 3rd quarter. 35 seconds and counting.
Good defense by the Blackhawks, gang tackling, sending 5 guys right around the ball carrier.
And a crucial timeout being used by Brawley with 29 seconds to go. The play clock would have evaporated, I believe, before the end of the 3rd quarter, and John Bishop and his troops not knowing, do we boot the field goal? I don't know if this is in Costello's range or Berenson's range, so we'll have to find out what's going on right here. But anyway, we want to again thank Rick and Shelley over there at A&M Construction. Their phone number for an estimate or more information, dial 568-4832. That's 568-4832, and tell Shelley and Rick you got their number from the TV3 High School Game of the Week.
You know, Ken, if anything, this timeout helps the La Quinta Blackhawks because Brawley had been moving the ball very effectively. This will give the defensive unit a chance to say, okay, let's see what we're doing wrong. Why are they moving so strong? They're getting the ball up the middle with the running game. So now we'll see if they can make a quick adjustment here and slow Brawley down. Like you said, 30 seconds left in the quarter. Very strange time to call a timeout.
Well, it is 4th and 6. This is a huge play for Brawley. Let's see if they're going to go for it. And it looks like they're going to bring that full house backfield with Sheehan and Merritt and Robbie Witt, the quarterback, and he's out there. And this is a huge play. This could be the ball game, this play. I know it's only the 3rd quarter, but this is a huge play. It's going to be Witt. He's under pressure. He throws it deep. Out there's Aguirre, and it's knocked away. What a play by Ivan Monroy. Aguirre had that ball, and on the way down, Monroy, number 21, comes up huge. And that's why the Army wants that kid. Oh, baby, one of our sponsors, the U.S. Army, is going to be real happy because they're going to have a guy with concentration like you just saw by Ivan Monroy, the senior.
Well, I'll tell you, Ken, you send that highlight tape out to about 25 Division I schools. Ivan Monroy will get 25 D1 offers. Witt, under pressure, has to throw the ball over a surging defensive line, and just a great play by Monroy to steal the ball away from Aguirre. No disrespect to Patrick Aguirre, a great effort, but Monroy was just a shade better on that one.
Here comes Armstrong. Can Ortega bust one? There goes Christian, but a flag and a blow it dead. And what a shame, because it looked like the hole was opening nicely for number 6. We're down to 20 seconds to go. And again, La Quinta may be shooting themselves in the foot. We'll wait for the call. There it is one more time. Procedure on the Blackhawks. So another 1st and 15. 20 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. And with the running game, not...
Dead ball foul. Ball start of the offense. 5-yard penalty.
With the running game not able to get on track yet, you don't want to start in a 1st and 15 situation.
No, it almost necessitates a passing down on 2nd down now.
Armstrong with Kitchens and Ortega behind him. Close quarters, give off to Christian. No, Danny's going to keep it. Coming right into your living room is knocked out by Kiddo Marino and then Patrick Aguirre, and that'll be the final play of quarter number 3. So the lead is shrunk from 14-7 to 14-13, but the Blackhawks still have that lead. We played 3 quarters on the TV3 High School Football Game of the Week.
I just got back from the dry cleaners. They lost my pants.
I saw the dentist. Need a root canal.
My dog has mange, and my hard drive crashed.
Lost my wallet. And my girlfriend.
She dumped me. That's all right. I'm losing my hair.
I got passed up on my promotion.
Again. So, things are good.
Sweet.
Have a nice day.
Get in a Civic, and nothing gets you down. Now you can lease a 99 Civic DX Coupe for $159 a month for 36 months.
Next VIP, Hollywood's hottest bodyguards have their hands full protecting an investigative reporter from a media mogul with a mysterious past.
Victor Balin! He wants my expose on the internet stopped.
But when the reporter turns the tables on Valerie, it's up to the VIP team to turn them back. With a special guest appearance by Pauly Shore.
He's not napping. He's dead.
Pamela's back in VIP.
Sunday at 6, 7 p.m. Mountain.
Concerned. He was snake bitten last year right on this field by Barstow, losing a tight one. His team leads, but just by 1 point, and they have the ball 2nd down and 10. Mark the ball on their own 18-yard line. Armstrong going to keep it on a quarterback design draw. He's going to bust it outside. Danny's got a 1st down and more, and he holds on to the football. The important thing, 1st down Blackhawks across the 40-yard line. That was a design quarterback keeper all the way. And what a clutch time to call it. And I was wondering when Danny was going to put things on his own shoulders.
Well, it also helps, too, when you get 2 of the biggest guys on the team out in front blocking for you. In 6'5", 265-pound Ryan Genkler and tight end Mike Havens at 6'6", 220. You get those 2 big sides of beef out in front of you, Danny Armstrong's going to find a lot of holes open up in his way.
Danny Armstrong again has Kitchens and Ortega behind him. Great job. Line. Here's the handoff. Ortega going to bust it outside. He bangs off one tackler. He's across midfield and is finally pushed out of bounds by Ricky Pace, but not until Christian Ortega has his biggest gainer of the night. Back-to-back significant 1st down runs by the Blackhawks. 11:22 to go. Clock will stop. The ball's out of bounds all the way down at the Brawley 40-yard line.
And that was a chance there for Brawley to make a statement on defense, too, because they couldn't stop Armstrong back in the backfield as he got away from one man. This last play, Ortega had a chance to get hit at the line of scrimmage by Robbie Witt, but Christian, with his speed, made Witt miss, as you'll see here. Here comes Witt, gets right past him there. Christian able to open it up, get the 1st down yardage before Pace finally chugs him out of bounds.
La Quinta on the move. They'd love to get into pay dirt and boot an extra point to go up 8. Armstrong, give it to Christian one more time. He dices through, makes one man miss and gains about 6 yards on a 1st down effort. Again, Witt, in vain, tried to bring down Ortega, and another good gainer on first down.
And another lead block by Ryan Gengler. That might be one of the keys for the Brawley defense now. Watch where number 66 of the Blackhawks offensive line goes. You can pretty much bet where Ryan Gengler goes, the ball is going to be very, very close behind.
They pull the ball back to the 35-yard line. They'll mark it a gain of 5, bring up 2nd and 5. Webb and Willis out to the left. Again, Kitchens and Rettega. I formation behind Armstrong. Havens, the tight end, on the short side. Give it to Rettega, and a nice job by number 44, and that is Ray Vandiver. He plays two ways. He'll play tight end, and he also came up from the linebacking position, did a nice job. That's Vandiver, 5'10", 195-pound junior, and a flag is down. Let's see what the call is. LaQuinta's going backwards, and that's not good. Definitely against the Blackhawks.
I think the preliminary call was a hold against the Blackhawks. That might have been the reason a hole opened up for Vandiver to get right through.
Okay, they're going to take the foul, and that'll make it 2nd down again. It'll make it 2nd and 15 as we'll take the call right here.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
See, but that plays into the La Quinta Blackhawks' hands. Instead of a 3rd and 5, now it's 2nd and 15 with Danny Armstrong at the helm, giving him that extra down. When he passes the ball, almost every pass is at least 12 to 15 yards. So we'll wait and see how it turns out. Armstrong back in the shotgun where I like him. Rettega will be flanked on his left. Havens near side. Good snap. There goes Armstrong. Design draw. Danny going to bust it up, but a good job of slowing things down by Vandiver. Also number 20 out there, Carlos Santana. And Robbie Sheehan came in late to make it a trio of Wildcats.
Right, all three linebackers just shadowed Armstrong on that play. They let Gengler get past with the lead block, and Ryan was about 5 yards downfield when the trio of Wildcats came running behind and just swept up Dan Armstrong.
Here we'll see the replay. This time they're waiting for that design draw, and Armstrong having trouble finding a hole. Did well to hold on to the ball. 9:35 to go. Danny under center, Rettega the lone back. Going to fake it to Rettega. Sheehan trying to fight through. Out there is Havens all by his lonesome, and he's got it. First down, La Quinta. Aguirre hit him late, but Big 99 has the trifecta. 3 huge receptions tonight. First down, Blackhawks. 9:26 to go. They'll mark the ball all the way down at the Brawley 23-yard line.
Either it was a beautiful call by the Blackhawks or a very bad defensive read by Brawley, because Havens had nobody within 5 yards of him. As you see here on the replay, Havens will be off to the right of your screen, and once he gets in the shot, there's no yellow jerseys around. A great catch, and finally Aguirre has to come back to lay the hit on the big tight end, but not until first down yardage is picked up.
What a great job of concentrating as Rettega busting outside now. Good job by Christian. He finally loses his balance right around the 17-yard line. A good gain on first down, pickup of about 7, make it 2nd and 3, 8:51 to go in regulation time. The clock continues to dwindle.
And the momentum is definitely on the side of La Quinta right now. They're using the speed game to slow the Brawley defense down. La Quinta doing an outstanding job on this possession of eating up the clock and the yardage.
Mike Havens has matured so much, the junior tight end. I remember him dropping numerous amounts of passes this season, but he has really matured during the year, and he's made 3 huge receptions tonight. Rettega, second effort, going to have the first down. Oh, nice second effort by Christian. They were grabbing at his feet, pulling at his jersey, but the senior could not be denied.
Christian Rettega is a man on a mission right now. Took Carlos Santana with him for about 6 yards on that carry. A big run by Rettega, and it's really taking a chunk of yardage off here. 8:15 left to go, and La Quinta once again knocking on the door, trying to open up some daylight. More of a 1-point lead.
Rettega becoming the workhorse. We told you he was our player of the week. Watch out for a naked bootleg by Armstrong. Kitchens, closest man to him. Give it to Rettega. No, it is Armstrong on the boot, but that time, number 1, Donnell Washington, was not fooled. I knew it was just a matter of time before they faked to Kitchens and Rettega, and then Danny keeps it. But Brawley knew it just as well. No gain on the play.
Brawley has done their homework, watching the films of La Quinta, watching the tendencies of Dan Armstrong. Donnell Washington has gotten good presence in the defensive backfield on more than one occasion tonight. This time he came up big with the drop on Armstrong.
Danny now looks at a 2nd and 10. He's going to have to come up big. Again, the I formation with Kitchens and Rettega. Danny going to roll out, give it to Christian. Christian spins off one man, that's Witt. But a good job by Robbie, because if he don't make the hit, Ricky Pace is the only man to stop Ortega, and I don't think he had the proper angle. It's going to bring up a third down. And let's see, third and call it about 6, I believe.
Here you'll see the entire line swing out in front of Ortega as the fake came to the up back Kitchens, who slid off to the left. Ortega going back against the grain, able to get the yardage, but he's still way short of the first down, and a timeout's going to be called by the Blackhawks to think this over.
Yeah, this is a huge play coming up right here. 8-yard line is the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 6 to get a first down. Now, Eddie, what do you do? Do you take 2 plays and go for it, or do you go for 1? If you don't make it, do you have Monroy put you up by more than a field goal, a 4-point lead, and hope your defense can shut down Brawley?
If I was the coach right now of the Blackhawks, I'd do something a little bit different. I would go for the screen pass, probably out to a back like Kitchens, who hasn't seen too much action tonight, something a little bit out of the ordinary. There's been a lot of Ortega, a lot of passing downfield. I'm thinking a screen pass, possibly to the near side.
And Danny Armstrong's ankle looking good tonight, and that's thanks to the Advantage Medical Group and Dr. Stephen R. Steele, Danny's doctor. He's the sports medical director of the Advantage Medical Group. He also is still the chairman of the Department of Family Practice at John F. Kennedy Hospital in Indio. He also was the assistant team physician at San Diego State. We thank him for helping sponsor this game. And, of course, his hobbies are triathlon, fishing, and golf. And I'm sure he'd rather be fishing instead of tensing up watching this exciting game. 6:53 to go in regulation. 14-13 our score. La Quinta leads a huge 3rd and 6. The season could be on the line. Ortega, the lone setback, and now one of the Blackhawks may have moved. Brawley's pointing, and all of a sudden we could have a 3rd and 11, and that'll put Armstrong probably back in shotgun formation. There it is. This is huge, and Brawley was on it, and we'll wait for the call
Air ball foul. Ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still be 3rd down.
From Stephen Smith, and one day I'll time his calls. 6:53 to go. I like Danny in the shotgun, but he's going to go under center. It's going to be a timing pattern right here. Look for a slant in. Watch Torres, number 3. Kitchen split out to the right. In motion, Nunez. Pitch to Ortega. He's going to pass for Armstrong. Ball's underthrown and intercepted by Washington. Oh, and a great play by Danny Armstrong, though. If he doesn't reach back and grab Washington, that ball is taken for 6 the other way. But as it is, the Wildcats have the momentum and the football back. They get it at their own 10-yard line. They'll have it with 6:46 to go.
I think that was a badly designed play right there by La Quinta. Ortega did not even fake the run. He ran lateral to the line of scrimmage, which tells you pass. Here's the pitch back to Ortega. Now, instead of attacking, he's looking past the entire way, and Washington read it perfectly. A little bobble. He still manages the interception with Dan Armstrong all over him. Outstanding job by the senior for Brawley.
And a good look at Donnell Washington. Here comes Witt. Can the defense come through? They better stop this man and stop him quick. That's Robbie Sheehan picking up a chunk of 6 yards on 1st down. And Brawley will be content to go down and kick a field goal and win this thing in regulation. It's time for La Quinta's Blackhawks defense to play tough, stout defense, and they're going to have to do it right here. And that's not what head coach Dan Armstrong wants, is the game to be put on his defensive shoulders.
No, he knows his offense can win ball games, but he also knows Brawley has had some very solid drives tonight. And if you're Coach Armstrong, you have to make sure the Wildcats don't get anything going.
Well, a big-time belt by number 32, Ryan Kitchens and company. Also over there was McLeod, 78. Big hit by Mike. Just a short gain by Brian Merritt. Now it's 3rd down. Call it 4. This could be 2-down territory for Brawley, depending on how much they pick up here on this 3rd down play. If they don't gain anything, they may boot it away. They still have 2 timeouts. We're down to 5:45 left in regulation, and a very concerned Eric Perry, who was out on the field there, and Dan Armstrong. You can see Dan just second-guessing that call because you took the ball out of your best player's hands, and that, of course, is son Danny Armstrong. Here's Witt, going to give it to Merritt one more time up the middle. It's real close, and I think he's got it. We'll have to see. Depends where they mark it, and this is a huge measure right here. But where they have the ball, it is a 1st down.
Well, now they just moved it back inside the 20, and now you can see Steve Smith signaling. No question. That is a 1st down for the Wildcats. Big play by Merritt, and they definitely needed that there on 3rd down.
Quick hitter by Merritt, down to 5:20 to go, and the clock dwindling. And Brawley looks like they're in no hurry. They know they're moving the line of scrimmage. And Robbie Sheehan, the big man, is the guy you've really got to be careful of. They've gone back-to-back with quick hitters to Brian Merritt, but Sheehan's the dangerous one. There goes Witt. Give it to Sheehan. There goes the big fella. Rumbling, stumbling, still got it and gain about 8 or 9 on first down. And they are picking up chunks of real estate, and La Quinta is now pretty much at the will of the offensive line of Brawley.
And that is what we said earlier in the broadcast, Ken. That's what Brawley wants to do. You want to keep things unbalanced. You don't want to telegraph what you're going to be doing offensively. Don't give them the constant feeding of Sheehan up the middle, Sheehan up the middle, Sheehan up the middle. They're doing a good job mixing in the other running backs, mixing in the quick hitters from Merritt, maybe the quick pass to the outside. I like the way Brawley is doing their offensive play calling this series.
Hand off to Sheehan up the middle, first down and more as they cross the 35-yard line. Plenty of time for Brawley to run the ball down the field. They still have 2 timeouts. Clock stops with 4:17 to go in regulation. First down Wildcats. They continue to move the pile, and La Quinta is going to have to make a stand. And this is where you've got to be careful now and watch out for that pass. They're sucking them into the run. You got to watch out for guys like Washington and Aguirre who are coming up, flanking out to the left side, closest to your camera. There goes Witt. Oh, and he's buried. What a nice play right there by Tony Franco, number 5, or check that, Tony Craig, I'm sorry, 6'2", 195-pound junior, a man that loves video games, and his mom, Shannon, has got to be pleased that her son was able to smell out that game. That gain right there, which is actually a loss as we see the replay.
Yeah, Craig read this one perfectly. He said he loves to play video games. That was like playing Madden 99 at home and getting a free shot on the running back. He just nailed that one to the wall. Outstanding job. Now Brawley has to come back. Second down and 14.
Merritt and Sheehan split backfield. I'd watch Sheehan on this play. They might have to pass it. They're going to pass it. There's a hit. There's the ball downfield. Washington, he's got it. Oh, an incredible play by Donnell Washington. He was able to get behind the La Quinta defense, and Patrick Zamora could not make the defensive play. Oh, the biggest pass of the night by Robbie Witt. And here come the Brawley Wildcats with 3:15 to go in regulation. First down on the La Quinta 30. Unbelievable pass. And Washington, great concentration. Here's the replay, Eddie.
On the far side, a great matchup. Washington gets ahead of Zamora. Ivan Monroy had a field day with Washington tonight, but he was playing the corner on the other side. Washington had the advantage over the second-string quarterback.
And now Sheehan bangs, and their ball was down on the floor. It's down. La Quinta's got it, I think. Yes, they got it. I saw the ball pop loose from Robbie Sheehan, and the Blackhawks have it with 2:53 to go. Oh, my. Sorry, Dick Enberg. I had to steal a line. Oh, incredible. Turn of the tide right there, and Sheehan standing by the line of scrimmage is in shock as the faithful Spirit Squad goes nuts.
The bad play follows the good play right here on this possession for Brawley. You'll see it on the replay. Sheehan gets the handoff, but gets popped hard as the ball just comes right out immediately following the hit from Mike McLeod. And La Quinta comes up big, and now Brawley's defense has to force a turnover right here.
I think it was Zacharias that got the fumble. I don't want to quote. Here's Ortega up the middle. Gain about 3, but more importantly, keep the clock going. Down to 2:46, 2:45, and the clock will stop. Brawley will call their second timeout. Whoa, this is just an incredible game. Robbie Sheehan, man with his helmet off, and now he puts it back on. Number 42 has been so sure-handed. And that fumble came out, I mean, you're talking a split second before that knee hit the ground. And Zacharias, I thought I saw 2. May have been 22 Zamora, but I saw the 2. And one of the Blackhawks was Johnny on the spot, and that's a huge play.
That's a big lift, too, for the La Quinta defense. Right after Brawley, in a tough situation, counters with a big pass to Washington, the Blackhawks come right back to force the turnover and take control of this ball game.
And it's been a big year for La Quinta sports. The water polo team and the volleyball team also made the CIF playoffs. The Blackhawk Ensemble Student Theater finished a successful run of the first play of the year, The Miracle Worker. So congratulations all around to the entire La Quinta student body. And, of course, Joe Ray will be on my radio show on 1400 AM KESQ Radio, same radio station owned by our TV station. So you can listen to me Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. We cover all the high school sports. We have special guests, a lot of the players, a lot of the coaches, and they'll be joining me throughout the upcoming weeks. Right now, a huge 2nd and 7, 2:45 to go. Danny Armstrong with Ryan Kitchens and Christian Ortega. Torres in motion. Now he'll stop. He's near side with Jacob Willis. Again, the handoff to Ortega. Christian trying for a first down. There he goes. First down, Ortega. He's got to hold the ball, and he does so. Ho-ho! 2:37 to go. La Quinta trying to run out the clock and hold on to this 1-point lead. Oh, baby. That's what they needed. Brawley only has 1 timeout left. Now all you have to do, and the clock is stopped momentarily while they mark the first down. Let's see when John Bishop elects to use his final timeout. I don't know if they have enough time to stop it. We'll see. La Quinta's got to be careful. Danny Armstrong telling his troops, we'll wait till there's 1 on the play clock before we snap it. 1 more first down for sure would ice it. I'm sure Brawley, if it's a short gainer, will call their timeout right after this play. Handoff going to Ortega. Christian holding the ball dearly to his number 6 on his jersey, tight as can be. He picked up about 2, down to 2 minutes even, and that'll be it. The final timeout by Brawley. So you talk about a 2-minute warning. That's what we have, 2 minutes even, and our buddy Johnny McClendon's getting ready down on the sidelines. I know he's got something important to say. Eddie, this is a whale of a game, and La Quinta holding on for dear life. And let's talk to Johnny Mack.
If La Quinta considers being complacent, thinking they've got this game won just yet, all they need to do is be reminded of last year's Barstow playoff game when they got a late turnover in the game, thought they had the game won, and yet they turned the ball over themselves, and Barstow scored a last-second touchdown to beat them.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Johnny. I'm sure Dan Armstrong will love you when he watches this game. 2 minutes even, but a good point. Barstow, a couple gadget plays, a couple double reverse passes that were linked to perfection last year. 14-13, our Pepsi scoreboard zaps up. Eddie Trent, boy, La Quinta, I thought this game would be more of a shootout, high-scoring game, but they'll take it 14-13. And if it comes down to that blocked extra point by Zacharias, that is just a story in itself. Armstrong under center, 2nd and 9. Fake to Kitchens. Fake to Ortega. Danny going to keep it himself, running one-handed, and then tripped up by number 20, Carlos Santana. The play was there for a little bit, a decent gainer. Clock will keep running down to 1:46 and counting. We'll see when they mark it in play.
Ken, you talked about what Barstow did last year to get back in and win the ball game. Desperation works best when you're on offense. That's when you have the momentum. You have to get things going. Brawley has to come with a big play defensively, and that is a lot harder to do than get a big play when you're on the offensive side of the ball.
They have it marked as 2nd and 4. I think it's 3rd and 4. That's the yard marker. It is 3rd and 4. The scoreboard's wrong. This is huge. A first down would win this game. Armstrong with Kitchens and Ortega. It's a handoff to Christian, and he's belted in the backfield. A good job by number 20, Carlos Santana. He's the leading tackler for John Bishop's Brawley Wildcats, and we're down to 1:04. See when they put the ball in play. It's a punting situation, and Robbie Sheehan and company will get the ball back. Let's see if they pressure Gerald Zabalza, the punter for La Quinta.
You can pretty much expect the Blackhawks to call a timeout right when it comes down to about the 28-second mark. That'll be with about the end of the play clock. They're going to take their time coming out here, I expect.
Dan Armstrong talking to the referee. They're going to let the play clock dwindle all the way down to 1 second, not take a penalty. They don't want to move back 5 yards, and it's all going to come down to this important punt. And there's a flag.
Delay of game.
See, now I don't know why you take the delay of game. Why not call a timeout? Save the 5 yards.
Well, in this instance, too, what is 5 more yards on a punt? It's not going to make that much difference to someone in the back like a Donnell Washington on the run back. It's just going to give La Quinta a little bit more breathing room for the punt.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're not talking college or pro punters, guys that are going to boot at 40, 50 yards. You're talking high school where they're going to boot at 30, 35 yards here in the DVL. So I would have taken a timeout. You're not going to use your last timeouts anyway, maybe one of them to ice a kicker if it came down to a field goal. Here's the important punt. Can the Blackhawks hold on? 14-13, they lead. 29 seconds to snap. Here comes pressure. Look out. He just got it away. Zabalza did a pretty good kick. It's going to roll, and it's going to be down by Havens on the 34-yard line with 21 seconds left, and that might be the first mental mistake by Mike Havens. He didn't have to touch the ball until the referee blew it dead. He may have saved a few seconds for Brawley. They'll have it with 21 seconds left.
But the problem is Brawley is out of timeouts. The Wildcat offense needs to work the sidelines and work deep. This is not going to be the time to expect to see a lot of Sheehan running the ball up the middle. This is the time now I expect to see the Wildcats go to a passing game and look for it to go to the outside. That's what they have to do here.
What a ball game. Semifinal berth on the line, Division 8. Robbie Witt with Sheehan and Merritt behind him. Watch out for Donnell Washington. That's where Danny Armstrong is waiting, he and Monroy. There goes Witt. He's rolling. After him is Craig. After him is Franco. Here's the ball. It's up for grabs. It's intercepted, I believe, by Danny Armstrong. No, they're going to give it to Washington. No, it's incredible. Armstrong had that ball. That is a terrible call. That is a terrible call. I know simultaneous possession, but Armstrong had that ball.
Armstrong might have had the inside track on Washington, but when they come up with it, you can see Armstrong pleading his case, saying, I had the ball. Washington somehow got his hands on it, made the big reception, and Brawley is in business.
10 seconds to go, no timeouts. They'll stop momentarily to mark the clock. They're trying to get in field goal range. Danny Armstrong is beside himself. Witt drops back and spikes it, down to 4.9 seconds. That play took about 5 seconds. Let's watch the play. Watch Armstrong grab it. He pins it against his helmet and has it, and I don't know how they took it away from him.
A beautiful throw by Witt into big coverage. There's the throw. It's Armstrong's ball right there. But as they come down, you'll see him bobble a little bit, and Washington reaches around and steals it away.
Oh, I don't know.
And possession still hasn't changed right here, it looks like.
Oh, boy, that's an unbelievable call. 4.9 seconds to go. What do? Do they throw one for the end zone? Because they do not have time for two plays. They have no timeouts. Their field goal kicker right now would be looking at a 46-yard field goal, and that is definitely not in the range of DJ Gastello. I don't want to say definitely. You never know. Sometimes kids' adrenaline, they can rise to the occasion, but usually is not that type of field goal kicker. But John Bishop may have no other choice except to throw deep, the old Hail Mary, hope for a penalty, and then boot a short field goal, or do you go for it now? We'll wait.
Well, we haven't seen Gastello come on for the extra points. It's been Steve Burson, and equally we have no idea of Burson's range as well. He's been good on his extra points, but we don't know how he is from farther back down the field.
We hope we have another game for you next week. We'll see. It looks like they're going to put the ball up in the air. So La Quinta's got to watch their P's and Q's. They've got to stop them short of the goal line, and they cannot commit a penalty. Witt, one last shot, dropping back. No pressure. He throws for the end zone. Washington's out there. The ball's knocked away. No penalties. The game is over. La Quinta wins it. Oh, baby, 14-13. The Blackhawks are going to the semifinals against the winner of Temescal Canyon and San Gorgonio. Eddie, what a ball game.
The celebration is on the La Quinta sidelines. A beautifully thrown pass down the field to Witt. Put it in double coverage. Well defended by La Quinta. Give credit to Brawley. The Wildcats gave it everything they got on the final possession. And Brawley frustrated on the far sidelines. But let's give it to La Quinta. An outstanding job tonight by the Blackhawks to get to the Section 8 semifinals next week.
And good sportsmanship by Patrick Aguirre, the first man to come over and shake the hands of La Quinta's Blackhawks. What a ball game we had for you on TV3. You thought Notre Dame USC was good. Well, we're just a little bit better. What a performance by the Blackhawks. They could not score in the second half, Eddie Trent, but they had just enough. And it all comes down to the huge block of the extra point by Marcos Zacharias, a man that timed it perfectly, knifed through the offensive line of Brawley, came right back untouched, and blocked the second extra point attempt for the Wildcats as the Pepsi scoreboard tells you the truth. La Quinta's going to the third round of the Division 8 playoffs. We're going to break. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up on the Game of the Week.